Who's late? I'm not late. Who's late? Who even brought it up? Hello, Sally. Hello, Chrissy. Please do like the video on your way in, or alternatively, you can hit like at the point where you start liking the video. That's fine too. But welcome everyone. It feels like I haven't seen you guys in a while. Time blindness, where, who? So I will be putting timestamps so that people who are not watching live can skip this part if they want to, because the B. Simone video had people upset that I was giving too much commentary on my commentary channel. So I'll do better and I'll just allow y'all to skip the commentary and just look at the videos. Instead of going to the videos to look at the video, you can look at the video here. I understand. Hello, NB. You don't love me, but I do appreciate like the oomph, the vigor. I do appreciate it. Uh-oh, can y'all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me or not. This is a new microphone. Oh, ew. There, how is this? Can you guys hear me now? Okay, you guys can hear me. Patty, hello, gorgeous. Since we're doing that, hello, wake up, makeup slay. I didn't know you were a member. Are you guys enjoying the members videos? But yeah, again, I'm going to add timestamps because I know I'm a slow talker, take too long, even when watching on 2 times. Can't watch it on 2 times because I put my videos that we review in 2 times. So you got to slow it down or else it's in 4 times when you're rewatching. I've heard the critiques. I understand. But anyway, you guys know that we like to go into memes, either start with memes or intro topics. So let's do intro topics. Let's quickly review some short TikToks before we get to our main topic. And again, if you want to skip this part, I will leave timestamps. Yeah. Been a member since I had a membership. It does let y'all say how long you've been a member, right? Let me see if you're lying while I pull this up. Thank you for being a member, though, all of you members. Hope y'all are enjoying like me being ghetto on the stream and then deciding, this probably shouldn't be up. I'll put it behind the members paywall because that's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much what it is. So I just want to remind people the membership is not like a dedicated thing where I dedicate videos to the members. It's more like, this shouldn't be public. So let me just put it back there where the people who are really dedicated can be there. Oh, you have been a member for 2 years. I don't know why they said 24 months like you're a newborn, but I do appreciate that. Hello, Kiera. Hello, Sean. Flew out of the cuckoo's nest. The cuckoo's nest. Got it. And Sally. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you guys have probably already seen this video. We're not going to talk about it in depth here, but I did want to quickly watch it.
Had that conversation. If I had a daughter, I'm not changing diapers.
A lot of men say that having a daughter.
Oh my God, I thought this was the original video. Well, we can listen to him anyway.
Make them respect women without realizing that's because that's the first time they seen a vagina they couldn't objectify. You spend your whole life seeking pleasure.
Why he came out so strong? Oh my goodness. I wasn't ready for him to deliver facts immediately. Hold up.
I'm not changing diapers.
A lot of men say that having a daughter made them respect women without realizing that's because that's the first time they seen a vagina they couldn't objectify. You spend your whole life seeking pleasure from a body part while disregarding the full humanity of the person who carries that body part. To the point that our respect for women is proportionate to our attraction to them. Because only through respect can we access that body part. As men, we can say we like women, but don't like their conversation, their interests, their thinking, their business acumen, and everything else that we ascribe to womanhood that isn't meant for our pleasure. That's because we're taught to view women not as people deserving of equal love, care, and opportunity, but as objects for our consumption and pleasure and satisfaction. If you don't unpack that before you have a daughter, then having a daughter is going to force you to do one of three things. You might reevaluate your views of women because you realize you want for your daughter the same things you want for yourself, and in order for that to be true, the whole world has to change for women. You might add your daughter to a list of exceptions, a woman you protect not out of solidarity or respect, but out of ownership and proximity. Or you might detach entirely and avoid the physical and emotional labor of care. You use discomfort as a shield, or the fact that your body and her body is just so different as a cover to continue misogynistic frameworks. Because if your daughter's body is so much different from yours and you can't bathe her or change her diapers, then maybe you should learn. Ask your wife. Look it up. For a body part you've loved most of your life, you sure know very little about it because it's not in the context that you got taught to use it. But the truth is, your daughter is probably the first girl or woman you've ever had respect for and cared about without needing anything from them. And you should ask yourself why, and then learn how to do better. Because your daughter doesn't need to be your first lesson in her humanity. She deserves a world where you've already learned.
While he drawing on the diapers, diabolical. How do I exit full screen? So that's not what I was expecting, but the take is welcome. I was expecting to see the original and comment on it myself, but he said a lot. He didn't say everything I want to say. Jamile Cannon. I guess Jamiles are just like that. Is Jamile in the chat? Thank you for the 99 cents. I do appreciate this. I'm not sure why 99 cents and not $1, but I do appreciate it. This is one membership, I think. Let me see how much the membership is. Is it $1? I think the membership is 99 cents. So she just donated one membership, one half, because YouTube takes half of the money. So now let me see. Okay, the memberships are, can I see the memberships? Somebody just joined 0 days ago. Y'all are joining the membership to see the videos and not to support. I don't like that because they're supposed to be, you're supposed to join to support only because you want to support, and then you just happen to see the videos. You're not supposed to join and be like, I want to see that juicy thing. I want to see that thing that they was talking about, that thing. That thing. That thing. I'm going to stop saying that because I don't think it sounds right. So they're not showing me. Okay, here it is, levels. Yes, 99 cents. The membership is 99 cents if you guys are interested. So this is one half of a membership. If one of you becomes a member, please do send me your Cash App and I will send you 49 cents. I will send you 50 cents. I'll just give the extra penny to cover half of your membership for this month only. That 50 cents every month. Now we're pushing it a bit too far. All right. So back to his video. I think the first guy.
Me and my wife have had that conversation.
Not changing your daughter's diaper seems extremely unusual to me for a couple of reasons. But I'll only speak one because I think that could be a whole video. So I'll save it. I think when someone says this, it's usually the woman who says this, not the man. And from that perspective, I can understand, I think, generally, if you feel like you are dating or married to a man who you have a child with, or maybe you just have a child with him, and you feel like this is the most respectful, genuine, what people would call a good man, right? And he has shown you nothing to indicate that he will do something to your child, but you still worry that something could happen because you just know that men, regardless of if they're good, bad, neutral, can be that one. Even if he's been good every single day of your life to you, he could be that one. So you have fear about him changing your daughter's diaper. I can understand that perspective only. If you feel like you're dating a man who would do something to your child, so you're stepping in front of your child to prevent him from doing something to your child, I do not understand that perspective at all. Unless you like cannot leave the man, I don't understand that perspective. I don't understand why you would be with someone who you fear your child being around. because your child is a girl specifically. I don't understand that perspective. Now, the perspective I understand the least is the man's perspective on why he doesn't want to change his daughter's diaper, because the only perspective I can understand from that angle is you're a predator. I'm not saying this man is a predator specifically. Petty is a baddie, period. Trademark theme is both. Trademark. With the nails, I like that. So she just donated one membership based on how much YouTube's gonna take. She just donated 1.5 YouTube memberships if you guys would like to join the membership. I will cover 1.5 memberships. Thank you. I do appreciate the super chat. I fear my child being around absolutely any and everybody. So that's the perspective I can understand. I can understand someone who's very protective over their child, even if it's like anybody. Like some people are protective about their own mother changing the child's diaper. I assume it has to do with something about being a mother. So that's a perspective I can't fully understand. The perspective I can't understand is I specifically don't want my bad husband or bad boyfriend, who I know is bad, and I fear my child being around. That's a perspective I can't understand, because I don't understand why you would still be there unless you physically can't leave. Like he trapped, like abuse exists. I understand. So people in an abusive situation try to do what they can within the situation to protect their child. I understand. But outside of that, nope. NB. Oh, got it. So, if I'm a man, not if I'm a man, I don't understand. I don't want to protect. I don't, want to change my daughter's diaper because I don't feel anything when I see a child's bits, and that includes like female children. So, yeah, I don't know what he feels when he looks at those bits, and that's the part that I don't understand. So I don't know if he's saying I'm just not familiar with those bits, so I don't clean them. That seems dumb to me. Or I don't know if he's saying I fear what I would do around my child. I interpreted it as the last. So that's all I'll say on that for now. Let's move to our next TikTok. Let me show y'all something, because y'all wasn't ready for Black love today.
I would like you to know that you're the only woman in my life that I will never turn, never turn from you. Never turn. Love you.
Oh, y'all know we love Black love over here. We highlight Black love over here all the time. All the time. We love Black love. We appreciate Black love. We uplift Black love. Someone said, may this love kidnap me. Black love is beautiful. Now y'all can't tell me that Black love don't exist. Look at my king and queens. I don't know why you said kings singular and queens plural. There were only 2 people in this video. One quote unquote king, one quote unquote queen. But yeah, Black love is beautiful, and you can tell based on this one example. Don't look up any other examples, please. No need to do that. Just keep this moment in your mind. Okay, this is our second to last one, and then we'll get into the main topic. Are there any single ladies in the comments? Anybody? No? Here, he has something to say. Let me put him up here. Do any of you know this man? Because I've seen him on my TikTok feed, and I've increasingly got worried. No, please don't.
Rejection. I hate rejection, and I don't deserve to get rejected. I deserve a woman who will love me back. I want a girl who wants me back, who wants me, who's interested in me.
This video scared me. It didn't scare me like a spider does. It scared me like a grown man saying that does. Let me see some of the comments. I don't see this ending well. A man who can't control his emotions is a dangerous man. This is an extremely harmful way of thinking. Women are obligated to date you and you can't expect them to say yes to your proposals. Why does she have so many replies? Are people arguing with her? Everyone in the comments excusing this need to be on a watch list. This is grapist mentality. I actually agree with her. I agree with her take. Let me see what his takes are.
Fuck everybody. Fuck everybody. You don't want to hang out with me. You don't want to be friends with me. I don't give a fuck about everybody. Fuck everybody.
The D-hot. No, stop. 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 Love after lip balm. Got it.
I wish I was a attractive male. I wish I was a male individual without a medical disorder. I wish girls would go after me, but it never happened.
I'm curious about what his medical disorder is. I find it hard to feel sorry for men like this, not even men who are as extreme as he is as far as yelling online at his camera for a TikTok, but like multiple times. But like even just men who say they have struggles with dating, I find it hard to sympathize because this seems like their ultimate path. The comments about water are not helping. Y'all cannot give this. Let me go find my chapstick, as a matter of fact. Here, y'all can, while I go and do that real quick. I went and got a bottle of water too. My throat was scratchy. My voice was scratchy. Whenever it gets scratchy, y'all let me know so I could take a sip. Watching this video sucked every bit of moisture out of my body. So I find it hard to feel sympathy for people like this because the ultimate path that they end up on is, I hate women. I hate women because CGO made it. By the way, I hate women because they reject me. I am entitled to a woman. We'll talk about entitlement today when we get to the grocery store topic, because I feel that men feel entitled to women and their feelings are created from their entitlement. So it is difficult for me to feel sorry for people like this, like extremely difficult for me to feel anything other than fear and like they need to be on a watch list or in a facility so that they don't harm themselves or others.
I hate rejection, and I don't deserve to get rejected. I deserve a woman who will love me back. I want a girl who wants me back, who wants me, who's interested in me.
Okay, physical disability or mental disability, don't know, or both, don't know. But there are things you can control. I won't say anything further. But there are things you can control.
Fucking leave me alone already. You don't want me, you don't want me. That's the end of that. I'm not even interested anymore. How could you fucking do this shit to me? I'm serious now. I'm really fucking serious. How could you fucking do this shit to me? You don't have no life. You don't have no love. You don't have. Fuck those girls. Fuck those people. I'm gonna start loving myself. I'm gonna start treating myself right.
One of the comments I immediately noticed to my left with 1,030 likes. Let your anger out on these girls. Let them feel your resentment. Show them who you actually are. Someone said these comments are going to be in a documentary. Hell yeah, brother. This is how it starts. Yes, bro, that's what's up. Say it again for the people in the back.
And take care of myself the best way I can.
I'm gonna stop here to say I don't think men care about men's mental health. I know that they talk about this like probably, I don't know, every year or half year, especially on International Women's Day. Men are gonna talk about men's mental health. Nobody cares about men's mental health. And when they say nobody, they mean women. But like the comments, some of the most liked comments on these videos are men telling him to buy a firearm and saying, you know what to do, implying he should either harm or delete himself, or more likely women. So look, it's hard for me. It's really hard for me to care. Very hard. Let's move on to a lighter topic and then we can get to the main topic.
She says that it's not tone. For me, it is very much tone, because if you would just soften your tone in the logic, add some, your tone is very, it's monotone. It's not angry. It's not talking down, but when you're giving rationale and you're giving whatever logic that you're trying to give, I don't like the tone. Put some love behind it. Put some I like you behind it. Put something behind it. Make it softer.
But what's crazy about that is though.
Wait, before he tells us what's crazy about that, what is she saying exactly? It seems like she's saying, it's cool to talk to me and all that, but can you talk to me as if you love me? Like, I assume these two are in a relationship, married, boyfriend, girlfriend, don't know. It seems like she's saying, can you talk to me with like compassion, as if you know you love me or something? Because presumably you love, I assume she thinks that he loves her, right? So she seems to be like, I don't know how y'all feel about this. Maybe when you're in love with someone, you want to talk to them. And when you talk to them, you can tell that you're in love with them and vice versa. I don't know if you guys, you know, like or feel that way. But that seems to be what she's feeling.
The majority of the time, well, I can't speak for the men, but I think that for me, I will speak for myself and hopefully for men that actually love their wife, love their girlfriend, or love whoever they're with. When we're presenting things with logic, it is with love, because we don't want you to keep
hear it.
Right, that's fine. You can't hear love. That's the thing though.
You can hear love. You can hear love because you can hear a lack of love. I feel like this is so unusual. You can't hear love. How was work today? Fine. Oh, okay. Well, I can't hear anything and I don't know. Was it fine? Was it not fine? We'll never know because we can't hear anything in words. It's just impossible. How was work today? It was fine. Oh, okay. That's good. Nothing else, right? Because we can't hear anything besides the actual words. It's not like tone or anything can indicate something. No, we can't hear love. Let her do the same. I was going to talk about this. I was going to talk about this generally. Actually, I'll let them finish first.
No, if I come to you and I'm like, hey, my love of my life.
Mm-hmm. You're saying love.
Yeah, no.
But you know what? Okay.
But I'm speaking to you softly,
so
and I'm not coming at you like, hey, listen, this, right?
But are people doing that though every time?
Not like this, but you do come and, well, this is why this isn't going to work, and it's just all of
a list.
Yeah.
So this is, but see, what's happening is I'm presenting you with reality.
And it's fine. Give me reality in a softer tone.
But let me go back to what I was saying as far as you can't hear love. You can't hear love. You can experience it and you can feel like you're hearing love, but that's not really love, to be completely honest. The thing is, think about it like this. You say, love my life, my love, blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff, right? All right. You know who else speaks like that to me? Strippers. Those strippers don't care about these men. A lot of these strippers.
What kind of relationship, y'all? What kind of freaky relationship is this? Maybe this is just an example. Does he go to the strip club while he's in a relationship? Is she okay with that? Is that just their relationship? Yeah, and by the way, you can tell that strippers are faking it too. He can't. I'm sure he can't tell when people are faking it. I'm sure he can't. But you can tell that strippers are faking it. No, she doesn't think you're a really cool guy. Strippers talk to you the way that parents talk to their children about their terrible macaroni art. Mom, look what I made. Oh my God, that is so good. We're going to put it right on the refrigerator. My little artist. You can tell. You can tell when. Oh, you can't tell when love is in the words because you can say it, but a stripper can say it to you too. Okay, just because you can't tell when someone's faking it. Like when you call, thank you, a customer service voice. Do you think when you go to call someone on the phone for technical support and they're like, hey, how may I help you? Or when you go to the store and they ring something up, but it won't ring up. So you're like, I guess it's free then. And they say, ah, excellent one, sir. Very good one, sir. You just can't tell. You just, wow. She really thinks I'm very funny. Anyway, let me stop doing commentary. I know you guys didn't like that on the last video.
Actually hate their clients, but they realize that they have to speak to the clients in a certain way to get what they want out of them, which is money. That's not love.
Okay, it's not love, right?
That's manipulation.
That's not logic. It is manipulation. Manipulate me a little bit when you
because I won't.
No, just because strippers are trying to manipulate you, which I wouldn't even call manipulation. I would call it a customer service voice that you're required to do at the job, because otherwise you won't get clientele. Like, if anything, I feel like it's a reverse manipulation, because you're manipulating people into giving you a customer service voice, or else you're going to blah, blah, blah. So I don't believe this is manipulation on either part. I just believe this is part of societal exchange. Anyway, but if it is, it's on the customer's part, I think. But all conversation is not manipulation just because you try to tailor your tone to your partner so that your partner doesn't feel terrible. It's not manipulation, right? I also noticed, one of you brought this up, it's only women who get this lesson that he's giving, that I've heard given so much. Only women get this lesson. His boss doesn't get this lesson. His friends don't get this lesson. Just women. Mind you, she said she wants the logic. She just wants for you to not be rude and inconsiderate. That is all. Soften your tone does not contradict logic. In fact, sometimes it complements it. The doctor comes to you and says, your wife's dead. Is that what you want? Or do you want, I'm sorry to tell you this, but after doing everything we could, we lost her. I'll give you time to grieve. Is that manipulation, or is this simply logic? Is it simply logical to approach someone as if you're not emotionally unintelligent? Do you really, because maybe I'm incorrect, is that what you want? Do you want, hey, your wife's dead, here's the bill, hurry up and get out because we got other patients that need the bed, so we're moving her dead body downstairs to the morgue? Yeah, this is just me being logical. Oh my God, we need the bed. All I'm doing is being logical. In fact, being logical means I love you. Stop. I think this is not a logical delivery that I just gave. She's dead. She's dead. Didn't you hear me? She's dead. Get out of here. What are you still doing here? How'd she die? Sir, it's very late. You want all these details and we trying to get the patient in. You're all this emotional right now. Anywho, yeah, I think this is not logical delivery, what I just did. I think we are misusing, he's misusing the term logic as an excuse to use abusive language without consequence by disguising it as logic. I think a lot of men do this towards women specifically.
Well, you want me to hear your logic? I do. I love you too, and I appreciate it. And I be hearing you. But sometimes it is an internal battle not to respond to your logic and my emotion because why are you speaking so negatively to me? I hear what you're saying.
And then she frames her own like emotional regulation as being emotional. I don't like when people do this. I don't like when people are like, when I talk to you, I speak with logic, but I also consider your emotions. When you talk to me, you don't consider my emotions. I guess this is just me being emotional. I don't like people doing that.
And yes, you are correct, but it feels like negativity.
Because a lot of times it is negativity.
I don't like
because it's against what you want to do or it's against what you want to experience for the most part. But okay, so look at it like this. You know who operates in negativity sometimes, but or we feel it as negativity? God.
Oh, that's the... You know who else operates in negativity? Jesus. Cuts to black. Oh my God. Someone said tone is never the issue. Lack of accountability is. Accountability for what? For going to the strip club? I have questions for them. I wanted to invite them on, but I went to their channel on YouTube and watched some of their stuff, and I didn't. Here I am. Y'all know that song? It's in my head. Okay, I'm gonna play my intro and then we can get straight into the video.
I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Been swallowed up. Been swallowed up. Been swallowed up. Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Swallowed up. Been swallowed up. Swallowed up. Been swallowed up. Swallowed up. Swallowed up. Swallowed. Been swallowed up. Swallowed.
So I want to be upfront. The purpose of today's video is to validate Black women's choice not to engage. Some brief context as I sip my water. A man who calls himself Dr. Dexter. Let me make sure I'm reading his TikTok right. Dr. Dexter. I'll let you all, by the way, decide if you believe he's a doctor once you see him and hear him and all that. I'll let you decide. Actually, let me real quick. I'll put a poll and you guys can vote on the poll as we watch it. What should the poll say? Is he a... Do you believe he's a doctor? Now, don't vote. Y'all wait, okay? Y'all wait to vote. Don't start voting before you see him. Why are y'all voting and we haven't even seen him yet? Sabrina caught a live. Welcome. You did catch a live. If you're in the Discord, usually I announce official lives. I don't announce the lives that I know are going to be members only. But in the Discord, I usually announce when they happen. It's rare. Dr. Seuss? No, stop. Okay, one of y'all believe he's a doctor. Got it. Let me put him on screen here. Very important that we see who we're talking about. Like y'all didn't even wait to look at the man. Here, damn. Now you can vote. Is he a doctor or is he not a doctor? And while you vote on that, a man who calls himself Dr. Dexter on screen now, is currently going viral on TikTok for his video titled "Black Women Don't Talk at the Grocery Store," as well as some backlash he's facing. You can see the caption here: "Are black women in the grocery, just inside of them? They in the bag with them, not speaking to brothers anymore?" Question mark. My stance is simple. This is not a matter of, and you'll see why I say this. This is not a matter of black women being rude. I think that the reason this is happening, if it's happening, is about safety, autonomy, and your entitlement, sir. Let's begin by reviewing his video.
So I just came out of Kroger's, bought some groceries for next week. And I've got a question. God has had me in this period of isolation these last few months. So I just want to make sure I didn't miss the memo. So what is it with a lot of, I said a lot of, many of them, not all of them, black women in the grocery store, you look them right in the face and you say hello and they act like you didn't say anything. Am I missing something, or is there a memo that I did not hear about? This is Dr. Dex. Remember, Dr. Dex loves you.
This Dr. Dex. Yeah. Dr. Dex is in the house. Okay. Why are we the only group of women that are obligated to talk to people? Oops. Let me not scroll down and spoil. Let's not spoil the comments. Let me put a nice picture of him up here.
Yeah.
There, right there. So let me see that poll now. 95% of you do not believe he's a doctor. 96%. 4% of you do believe he's a doctor. Interesting. That means one person. 26 votes. I'll leave it up, but I have another question too, and the question is why aren't black women in the grocery store not speaking to brothers? First, I think there's a core assumption that women owe politeness and that a non-response is equal to you being crazy. This is like crazy. I think that his take, actually, before we get into my opinion, I think we should actually listen to some black women talk. Let's see what the black women had to say.
I want a hello at the grocery store. I want my groceries paid for. I think that's a fair trade, don't you think? You want to bother me? I want to bother your pockets. Thank you.
You want to bother me? I want to bother your pockets. So let's see what the men have to say. Stay in your peace, fellas, and do not approach. And I think that's what they're asking you to do. I know he's saying this to be rude to her and to say that she's crazy or something, but I actually think this is what women are asking for. I think they're asking you not to approach them. Keep in mind, the original video is the man getting mad because women are not responding to his approach in public and don't seem to want him to approach in public. This man is getting angry, and in his anger, he's saying, fellas, let's stop approaching them. But never mind. I approve of his message. You're right, Leak Chick. I approve of his message. I approve. Someone said repackaging prostitution. So this actually isn't repackaging prostitution. What this actually is you are insufferable. You are insufferable to the point where it is required that I receive payment up front to suffer through you. That's how I I don't know how you guys interpreted it. I didn't interpret it as she wants to do something strange for some change. In fact, I interpreted it as her not wanting to do anything at all to do with these men. So for you to get over her boundary that she set, you have to be coming with something beneficial to her. But I mean, maybe if you view prostitution as like women don't want to have sex with you and you have to pay them to do it, then I can kind of agree with you. Like the same sentiment is there. I don't want you to be here. I don't want you around me. I don't want to interact with you, but you keep bugging me. So give me some money or something if I have to suffer through this. Like, then I can kind of, I can kind of see why you think it would be prostitution if you have to pay. It said, fellas, keep it moving. I miss Kevin Samuels. I think Kevin Samuels was talking about how I don't remember a lot of his messaging. I know he said black people are ugly compared to white people, and he thinks grown men touching children is fake and children make it up. And if your child tells you that, then believe the man, not the child. So I don't know too much of Kevin Samuels' message, but I do know those parts. What? Y'all don't remember? Here, let me pull up some Kevin Samuels. Y'all don't remember Kevin Samuels? Never mind. I don't need. We don't need to get him out the ether. I would love to play these clips. Hold up. I'm conflicted between I want to play the clip where he's telling women to ignore sexual assault claims from their children and not wanting to bring him up out the grave at all and being so comfortable that he's gone. He was attracted to a woman and got rejected in the grocery store. Now he's angry and taking it out on black women as if they're to blame. Child. Thank you for being a member for 1 month. Yay, new members. Nothing wrong with the old members, but it's nice to see some fresh faces. Yeah, instead of like saying, hey, these particular black women didn't want to talk to me, let me just make a whole TikTok think piece. But yeah, I won't bring him on screen, but something about men are just always getting accused of false stuff by children. Like, I mean, maybe that's his experience, just always getting falsely accused by children of sexual assault. I don't know. I've never had it happen to me. But then again, I'm the type who would change my daughter's diaper. So maybe there's some overlap there. Okay, sorry. Someone said, but you have EBT card. This is what ignorance look like. Black women always have their hand out. Well, the research don't seem to say that. I wish they did. I wish they wouldn't talk to you unless there was money involved. Okay, now let's put our doctor back on screen while we get the second take. Here's another take.
Some of you all are dragging this whole black men speaking to you at the grocery store thing. Excuse my attire. I just got back from working out. Now, before I get into what I'm going to say, which is very unpopular, let me say this. You do not have to speak to anyone if you do not want to. That is your choice as a human being.
I want to say she subtly frames her opinion as unpopular. I believe this is untrue, but let's continue.
He came on and asked a question, and there were some women in the comments that said, I just don't feel like it. I don't want to be bothered. I'm just minding my business. You know, I feel this type of way. Understandable. And that's it. But now you all are dragging it to where now you're saying, well, why would a black man speak to me at a grocery store? Why don't black men? And it's becoming an issue with black men. First of all, for a lot of you all, this is our elder. This is a Gen X. Some people come from an era or a generation, or even some people come from certain parts of the world, like the South, where people are just hospitable, where people just speak to one another, especially the black community. There used to be a time where we acknowledge each other. How you doing, brother? How you doing, sister? Angie Stone used to have a song, Black Brother, you know, strong brother. We used to just acknowledge each other because we shared a common struggle. That man said one word, 2 syllables, hello, and we are losing our minds. You can.
This seems like a very not generous take, because in my mind, I saw the comments under his video. They were overwhelmingly negative from women who are tired of being approached in the grocery store, exhausted, Why are we going to, oh, but he's from a country where in the black community and we were just grew up and taught to speak to each other? Like, why do we immediately acquiesce to the man's position? Why are we not thinking, why is it that thousands, maybe not thousands, hundreds of women in your comment section are all recounting negative interactions with men in the grocery store? Why are we not looking at that side? Why are we saying you're going too far? In my mind, I immediately tried to understand where that anger is coming from. I went out and looked at some research they did around women's interactions with men, especially at the grocery store. Actually, there's research around retail workers and cashiers who are women and how they tend to be sexually assaulted more, for example, sexually harassed more. In particular, women who were nice to the male customers were more likely to be sexually harassed. And I think one even stalked out to the parking lot. So I'm going, when I have this question of why aren't women talking to men in the grocery store or something, what I went out to do was Google, because I felt I was genuinely like interested in the question. Why are we going to, y'all are dragging it now? I think they're talking about it in appropriate amount. Let's continue though.
And literally say hello to someone and keep it pushing. It takes you no energy to say hello. Literally keep.
By the way, it does take people energy to say hello. You may not feel like it does, but it does. I don't know if you are aware of the law of thermodynamics, but every word that you say is actually using up some of the energy in your body. And you're going to have to eat something to replenish it, some electrolytes maybe or something. So it literally does take energy. It does take energy. I don't understand this take. You know, there might be people who, I don't know, are having a bad day, for example. There might be people who find it intense to have conversation. Like some people find social interaction exhausting. Some people, there are people I know who have to build up the courage to have a conversation. Build up the courage isn't the right word, but they have to like get themselves together. I know multiple people like that, actually. That's how I used to be, actually. I used to have to like prepare myself to have a conversation. There are people who might be autistic. There are people who for multiple different reasons find conversation laborious, even if it's that one word. Even if they don't have a reason. She doesn't even know that man personally, but some older men have weird intentions. If you smile at them, they automatically think you're flirting. Yes, I agree. She don't know that man, but he's a black man. She felt the need to jump in front of him and defend him. That's what I heard based on what she said about she feels like she's dragging it. They're dragging it because what do you mean you don't like black men approaching you? And the title of her video is, I think, let me see. We're at the 117. Unpopular opinion. Black men can talk to me in the grocery store. This is just an unpopular opinion. We know that black women, when they're in the grocery store and they see a black man, viciously attack him, start biting him with their teeth and clawing him with their long ghetto nails. Ooh, I don't know. It is very unpopular opinion for a black woman to say, I want black men to talk to me. That is just unpopular. You can tell by how 95% of them like black men. Hey, wait, hold on. Let me bring up the rates. Like you could just tell black women don't like black men because, wait, what is this? This says 93% of black women have a black husband. No, that can't be right. I was told that they hate. No, hold up. Let me see whose black women's preference is. No, this can't be. Girl, why is so much data on this? I'm actually surprised. Let's talk about racial dating preferences in outdoor spaces. Racial dating preferences among African American female college students. There are so many that I did not know there was. Survey reveals Black women's attitudes about dating. Where is it? There was one on here about 23% of Black women are open to dating someone who is or has been sexually fluid. That number jumps to 44% when looking at the 18 to 24 age group. The youngins, I was reading research that said the youngins are not doing the do anymore. "64% of Black women don't feel safe as a Black woman in America. 56% don't feel safe on mainstream dating apps. Of those who do not feel safe on mainstream dating apps, 60% say they feel safer on Black. That 40% know what's up. Black is not a safe app. Black is not a safe app." Okay, this was just interesting data. This is a side thing. It's not data, it's a survey. Well, a survey is data, but y'all know what I mean. That was interesting to read. All I'm trying to say is I don't think it's an unpopular opinion that Black women want to talk to Black men, even in the grocery store.
Like you can.
I'll be giving some reasons today why I think some Black women might not want to be approached by men generally, not even like Black men, but men generally. And I think women don't want to be approached by men generally. Not sure why he specified to Black women. And I'll give some reasons why I think that's true. But generally, I think Black women want to be be cordial with Black men in public, I would say. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, -34.
Physically push your cart, say hello, and keep going. Instead, you're making this, oh, Black women are tired. That man asked a simple question. Not every man is hitting on you, ladies. I don't believe a man is hitting on me until a man tells me I'm hitting on you, I'm interested, I like you, and I want you. Other than that, I'm just going to say hello. Then it's like, oh.
Y'all tell me if you can tell. Tell me if you can tell whether or not I'm hitting on you by the way I say this. Okay, y'all ready? Hey. Was I hitting on or was I not hitting on? I'll say it one more time. Ready? Hey. Triggered is wild. But you got to think about, see, and the point is, you absolutely can't. Just the decision to approach you, by the way, we're going to talk about this. Men don't approach ugly women. Men approach women who they find attractive. Men are nice to women who they find attractive only. And this is why, like, I think a lot of men mistake you being nice for flirting, because they can only fathom the idea of being nice to someone they're attractive to. So the decision to, I don't know what she's talking about. The decision for a man to approach you and say hi in the first place already says interest to me. Somebody, is this your friend? Is this your dad? Is this somebody you know? Even you can't even with male friends these days. Hey, there's something I've always wanted to tell you.
Oh, well, he has to buy your groceries. Maybe I would have said hello. Okay, so is it a matter of you not wanting to speak, or you're not wanting to speak unless somebody buys you something? Buy your own groceries.
It's a matter of her not wanting to speak, but if you keep trying to intrude on her space, at least provide some benefit to her. Not like she's too poor and wants you to pay for. I don't know why people do this. Like if a girl says pay for my groceries or I want you to pay for the date, that doesn't mean she's broke. It probably means that you yourself are not worth my you're not worth my time, and you have to provide something to make this worth my time. That's all. You don't have grocery money? Okay, get out of my face.
I don't need anybody to buy my groceries for me to say hello to them. I can buy my own groceries. Because trust me, if a man buys your groceries, he's going to be expecting more than a hello.
Oh, if a man says hello, he's going to be expecting more than a hello. So I don't care about that part.
Again, if you don't want to speak, cool. But stop making this a gender war. Stop making this, oh, black men, oh, how dare you? The man's video was 5 seconds long. He just asked a question, answer it, and keep it pushing.
His video was 5 seconds long. All he did was ask a question. Questions are political. His question was not like just a question. His question was black women in the grocery store. I'm not saying all, I'm just saying black women. When I say hi to them, they just stare at me like I'm crazy. I go in the store and, sorry, I'll save this actually. There's a part I wanted to talk about old people expecting stuff in the store, expecting politeness. But I'll let her last little 10 seconds play.
But making entire think pieces on this and doing all this, y'all are doing too much. The man said hello. He didn't say, hey, little mama, how you doing? Let me whisper in your ear. We'll never grow as a people if we keep tearing each other down for the...
We'll never grow as a people if you keep feeling entitled to women's space, time, labor, effort. No, that's not what you think. We'll never grow if women don't say hello in the store. If women say, I don't want you to talk to me, that's why we'll never grow. No other reason. Not the number of black people decreasing every time a gun violence happens. That's not what stops us from growing. That's not what's keeping the population quelled. It's women saying, I don't want to say hello because, like, yeah, you're a man. Ill. That's what's keeping the community back. Got it.
The littlest things.
Let's see what the comments say. She liked some interesting comments. The CIA don't even have to work to destroy our community anymore. There's an implication here that women saying no in the grocery store is like the CIA. I hate the CIA comments because the only time anyone ever says the CIA is destroying the community, it isn't with gun violence. It isn't with rape. It isn't with sexual assault. It isn't with physical violence. It is only like when women. Are women existing in a way that doesn't benefit men? The CIA is destroying us. Destroying us. That's the only time I ever hear about the CIA. Fellas, with the atmosphere these women have created, it's best to ignore them as much as possible. Don't speak to them. Don't offer a hand, or else you run the risk of being humiliated or called a creep for doing so. Let the bear handle it, period. I grew up in the South. If we make eye contact, we acknowledge each other. Simple. Head nod, hello, a smile, and keep it pushing. It's called having manners and common decency. Why is this even a debate? Maybe I think having manners is not intruding on someone's space. Maybe I think having manners is, instead of making a TikTok think piece, you say, maybe she was having a bad day. Maybe that's what I think manners is. Maybe manners is, I'm not entitled to your labor. Maybe that's what manners is. No, manners is you owe me. That's what manners is. You owe me conversation. It costs nothing to be kind. What if being kind was leaving people the F alone when they don't want to talk to you? And when women don't want to talk to you, instead of making a video, you could say, maybe those particular women don't want to talk to me. I should go and talk to women who want to. Got it. Well, I'm getting 15 messages. Did something happen? Oh, I put a lot of stuff on Facebook Marketplace today, against my better judgment. I hope I don't get stabbed. I'm gonna meet people to sell stuff that I have. I'm moving. Don't be surprised if you see a new background. People speak in the South. And it's crazy. There's an assumption that the women who aren't saying hello just weren't taught. They just weren't taught. Growing up, we was taught to say hello. We was taught to give people our labor for free. Well, never mind. That was a bad joke. It was going to be a slave joke about giving labor, but I won't do that. I was going to talk about generational trauma and stuff, but that's mean. So let me put him back on screen so y'all can have his pretty face to look at. My position, again, is simple. Here we go. My position is, I wrote it down. Where is it? This is not a matter of Black women being rude. This is about safety, autonomy, and entitlement. Some of the key quotes, I think, like, did your parents teach you to speak? Not him, but like that I saw throughout the comments, for example. I was saying earlier, his core assumption is that women owe politeness, and not responding is equal to like craziness. Uh-oh, am I lagging? All right, time to disconnect everything from the Wi-Fi. Phone. Second phone. Not for hoe stuff, it's the work phone. Third phone for hoe stuff. Okay. Hopefully that's better. I'm not lagging. Okay, it showed me lagging a little bit on my side. But I also feel that his take and takes like it, like her take, are missing empathy. At no point is there consideration for her day, her safety, her boundaries, right? It is all him, and me. And I want to talk to you because I grew up. And when I grew up, my mom said, talk to everyone. So when I talk to you, you better talk to me. And there is nothing about her safety, her boundaries, or her day. So I want to talk about entitlement, what I feel like is an entitlement epidemic. You've heard of the loneliness epidemic, right? That's facing men. Have you guys ever heard of that? No. I think little talked about is another epidemic that is affecting men. The entitlement epidemic, right? And I want to define entitlement before we continue. Within the scope of this live stream, I am defining entitlement as expecting labor, such as conversation or smiles, from strangers. That is what I'll define, from women, because he didn't say anything about men. She didn't say anything about men, as far as them owing you a smile or a conversation, right? So while Black men are facing a threat like no other from each other, if the homicide rate is anything to be believed, he is worried about Black women smiling more. And she worried about Black women smiling more. Excuse me, saying hi. It's just this conversation reminds me a lot about smile more. I think Dr. Dexter has some red flags, and I want to talk about them. Thank you, -34. This older man knew what he was doing on TikTok. His comments are full of hate towards Black women, proving again why we say we're unprotected. He did it on purpose. I hate it. Oh, we're going to talk about how he specified Black women. That was one of his red flags. Thank you for your super chat. But some things that I noticed immediately, maybe you'll call them yellow or orange flags if you don't feel it strongly. That's fine. But here they are. For one, he demands all women respond, not just one. This is something that seemed obvious to me. He wants attention from women who do not want to give it to him, not women who want to give it to him, right? This implies to me that it must be all women who say hello to him, and that anyone doesn't is a problem. Thank you again, -34. VV, perpetrators of violence, policing, and shaming non-perpetrators is insane. That's what they felt was most important. Thank you for the super chat. They felt what was most important was Black women. The CIA, like the CIA is behind this, mind you, they're saying. And the content creator, she liked that comment. She liked multiple comments like that. The CIA is infecting Black women and causing them to not say hello in the grocery store. We need to stick together with one another anyway, and do what the men want, not like what the women want, as far as them wanting their peace and shopping for groceries when they're at the grocery store. No, don't do that. Do what the men want, or else we're breaking up the Black community or something. Another red flag, he specifies Black women he specifies Black women, and it creates a racialized burden. Is it because of shared skin color that Black women have an additional burden? In his mind and in her mind, yes. You owe him more than other races of women, I believe. We'll get into that more. But another red flag, he ignores men and he only targets women. This is supporting the hypothesis I told you guys that I read about. Let me see. Most men mistakes women's friendliness for flirting. So I'll keep it on screen, but basically this article was attempting to answer the question, why do men interpret women being nice to them as flirting? And the answer, I think, was that men are only nice to women they're attracted to. So they see niceness as flirting. I'm sure I said that earlier. I was told by a male friend that I should stop leading guys on just because I was friendly. At first, I was slightly surprised. What did he mean? I was just being nice, smiling, making conversation, treating people like, you know, human beings. But he was serious. He genuinely believed that my kindness was being misinterpreted, not because of me, but because of how men were wired to see it. And that got me thinking, why do so many men assume a woman is flirting just because she's friendly, nice, and kind? The answer is actually simpler than you'd expect. It's because these men, not all men, she says, would never be kind and nice to a woman they weren't attracted to. Let that sink in. When kindness becomes a foreign concept, it gets mistaken for flirting. If a man is only respectful, warm, and engaging with women he's interested in, then he assumes women must work the same way. He can't fathom the idea that a woman is being kind just for the sake of it. Because in his world, kindness towards the opposite sex always has an ulterior motive. It's exhausting. I've lost count of the number of times I've been accused of sending mixed signals just by being a decent human. A friendly smile, flirting. Laughing at a joke, flirting. Saying have a great day with a little too much enthusiasm, flirting. This is why so many women feel the need to put up emotional walls when interacting with men, because the moment you show basic human decency, it's like some men start crafting an imaginary love story in their heads. Women are stuck in a no-win situation. Friendly is flirty, distant is rude. The worst part is there's no winning. If you're cold and distant, you're a rude B. If you're warm and friendly, you're a tease. It's a lose-lose situation, that blank. They won't let us read the rest, but if y'all want to, the article name is Most Men Mistake Women's Friendliness for Flirting. Here's the baffling reason why. Back to this handsome man. Thank you again, both of you, for the super chats. VVN-34 funding us today. And NB with the 99 cents. Boom. Sorry, let me go back to my outline. But we'll go back to this later when we're discussing some reasons why women might not want to say hi to men and extend that courtesy right. But back to Mr. Excuse me, Doctor. Back to Dr. Dexter. Let me see what the poll says real quick. I keep sliding down in my seat. 97% of you don't believe he's a doctor. 3% of you do. All right. All right. He's not a doctor then. We can call him Mr. You guys determine his licensure. So Dr. Dexter, I'm noticing a broader pattern with men like him, and it is smile more culture and weaponizing what we call politeness. And this, why won't you say hi back, is definitely giving why can't Black women smile more, and why can't you give a brother a smile, right? And when I say weaponize politeness, I'm thinking about those men who go up to you while you're at your place of employment and they force you into conversation, knowing that because of the context of where you are, you cannot reject their advances since you have to be polite. And I'm putting polite in quotations at work. There's a study that I'm reading, and it showed that female workers are more likely to be sexually harassed than men. This, by the way, is another reason why they might not be open to engagement, by the way. I have a feeling he wasn't genuinely interested. Hold up, am I lagging? Y'all have ads? Hold up. Thank you for reminding me. I have to manually turn them off every stream. They used to automatically not be on and you have to turn them on for the stream, but now they're automatically on and you have to turn them off. So there, if you excuse me, if you reload, like refresh your page, you should get no more ads. I feel like I'm lagging a little bit, so let me go and check my internet while I give you guys this, and then we'll get back to it.
Would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Been swallowed up. Been swallowed up. Been swallowed up. Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Swallowed up. Been swallowed up. Swallowed up. Been swallowed up. Swallowed up. Swallowed. Been swallowed up. Swallowed up. Swallowed. Been swallowed up. I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Been swallowed up. Been swallowed up. Been swallowed up. Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Swallowed up. Been swallowed up. Swallowed up. Been swallowed up. Swallowed up. Swallowed up. Swallowed. Been swallowed up. Swallowed.
Okay, I hope that's better. I hope it's better. I got premium, so no ads. Well, flex on us then, or y'all can use ad blockers. It's okay. We're not here for money. 3, it played 3 times. I could have sworn I only heard it. No, don't ask that. No, not doctor. No, Kiera, no. We don't say such things here. Now, where were we? So the study was showing that women are more likely to be sexually harassed. Female employees, because not everyone who works in a grocery store or in retail or as a cashier is grown. So sometimes these are children, girls, right, who have after-school jobs, for example. Not only are they sexually harassed more, but also they are more expected than the male employees to be nice and flirty. Nice and flirty, yes. And again, there's an entitlement to women's politeness that is ingrained in society, right? And emotional labor. They are expected to do this. Men were expected to be, I don't even know you could say they were expected to be this, but they're expected to be nice in the way that you have to at your job, right? Think like the customer's always right, or Burger King, have it your way. But women were expected to do this and more, right? Let me see if I can pull it up, actually. I think it's called Checking Out. And if I remember, it was page 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sem. My professor told me that's not a word. That's not a number. Sem. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Sem 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Sem 8. Okay, let me see. Froze. Mistreatment towards cashiers and other service workers can also be sexual in nature. In her 6-month field study of the relationship between sexuality and the gendered organization of employment, Aldens concluded that retail service work can be both highly interactive and highly sexualized. She argued that dominant notions of sexuality are embedded into many service jobs, leading the women who largely feel them to be viewed as sexual commodities. As a result, women have no alternative but to accept this. Additionally, Hall explored what she labels the quote-unquote job flirt. She defines this as a job-prescribed form of sexual harassment. Her in-depth interviews of servers in 5 types of restaurants found that waitresses, female, were more likely than waiters, male, to be sexually approached and harassed by customers. Servers who provided what was considered to be good service were expected to enact the roles of friendliness, deference, and flirting. While both female and male servers were expected to enact these three roles, women were required more frequently to exhibit sexual availability as part of their job, and in doing so, the job flirt encouraged customers to harass female staff in a sexual manner. So again, these are things that are like ingrained into service work for women in particular. So I can imagine a couple reasons why women might not be open to your hello at the grocery store after they get off work, especially after they get off work. No, still not seeing it. And he could have found this with a Google. He could have found this with a Google. The same study showed that women have to accept this and normalize their existence as sexual commodities. Let's see, page 11. They found that policies requiring service workers to engage customers in a friendly manner and the general norms surrounding customer service work resulted in employees feeling that they could not use assertive behavior towards customers for fear of a negative complaint or receiving a poor job performance review by management. Think of like when you grow up and your parents say, when someone speaks to you, you speak back. Or this woman who's saying, why can't y'all just say hi back when he says hi? All it takes is a little bit of blah, blah, blah. They're creating a sort of societal norm where there's shame and even discouragement around you not saying hello back to a man. Resulted in employees feeling they could not use assertive behavior towards customers for fear of negative complaint or receiving a poor job performance review by management. So like if you're being sexually harassed by the customer and you're assertive towards them, in your dislike of that, you could receive a poor performance review by your manager. That's what I mean when I say it's ingrained in the job. Like you can't reject sexual advances assertively. You have to do it politely. If you can even do it, right? Hooters exist. In short, mistreatment by customers becomes what Atkins found to be a non-economic relation imposed on economically structured labor market. Let's see. Bishop and Hull's research, which consisted of a semi-structured, in-depth interviews with 49 British job center workers, along with participant observation data, found that customer behavior is often reported as being offensive, terrible, personally insulting, degrading, abusive, and aggressive. Where'd it go? Lastly, Folgero and Fajeldstid. Girl, white people say our names are difficult to pronounce. Somebody tell me, what is this? Hold up, because y'all can't see it. Somebody tell me, what is this? Somebody pronounce this. Folgero and Gelsted. I'm supposed to just ignore the F. Folgero and Fajeldstid. And the O has a dash through it. I don't know what that means. Should I ignore it? Folger and Fajeldstid. Sorry, y'all. That pissed me off. Who conducted 10 in-depth interviews with Norwegian hospitality workers, found that workers tend to label as sexual harassment only those behaviors which are severe enough to deviate from work experiences that they deal with on a daily basis, thus limiting their reporting these events to management. That was just a little bit of info that I think helps us understand, well, why might women not want to be approached in the grocery store is how I'm reading this. The J silent. Yeah, okay. All right, could have fooled me. Bork. So when people say bajork, it's supposed to be bork, not jork. It's European. Okay, well, I'm just okay. Felsted. I was reading it as Felsted, but they're saying, no, I was saying Gelsted. Okay, never mind. I don't care. If it ain't black, I don't care. I'm not gonna learn it. So that showed they've accepted it and they normalized their existence as sexual commodities. This ties into the idea, I think, that men expect labor from women, and some of them go to retail places to force cashiers, for example, into interactions knowing that they have to keep their job and they can be reprimanded for not being polite to the customers. Let me see. I think on page 49, they show how this happens with older customers. That was going to be another thing I got into. I noticed older customers are the ones who come to the market to have social interactions with people. Let me see. Was it 49? I had a customer one time. He formed kind of a fond liking to me. Laughs. And it got kind of creepy to the point when he would come in, even in her recounting her sexual harassment, by the way. Even with her recounting her sexual harassment, she's offering a laugh to break the tension. To the point where he would come in, he refused to check out unless I only checked him out. I usually wasn't on the floor, but I would help him when I was. Anytime he would want something or references a specific item or whatever, when I worked in customer service, he would have me come and help him, stuff like that. Oh, there's an entitlement to women's labor. And let me guess, he's only doing it because he flirts. He would have me help him, stuff like that. It was weird. It was a little bizarre. And he gave me like his email address and his phone number, laughing. Like I kind of let it go for a little bit because, you know, he was a customer and what happens, you know, guys flirt with girls. Cindy, 25. In this example, Cindy explained that while she recognized that the customer was fond of her, his continued interactions with her over time began to make her uncomfortable. Allie, in the next excerpt, shared how she handled a similar situation. I mean, as a girl, you get hit on by a lot of different people, and that's not pleasant. It's not invited, so I mean, that's uncomfortable. It happens fairly often. Some people just think it's okay. I try to joke with them and make it a more lighthearted situation, so to let them know that I'm not interested. And also that I'm not trying to be rude to you, because I am still in my professional role. So I try to make a joke of it. It's kind of frustrating because it's like, you know, if you were a man, this wouldn't be happening to you. At the end of her description, Cindy, like Allie, characterized the customer's actions as a normalized sexual exchange that is part of her job she must deal with from time to time. And though Cindy eventually left her previous job to work at Magnolia Markets, shout out to Magnolia Markets, I guess, this situation, she explained, did not contribute to her decision to do so. Additionally, neither Cindy nor Allie reported seeking assistance from management when experiencing these types of scenarios. Well, you would just be asking management all the time. I feel like, manager, he's flirting with me, he's sexually harassing me, and then the next customer in line, and then the next one, and then the next one, until you get a woman, I guess. Like, I can understand why they feel this is normalized. Let's see. Sexual comments by customers about cashiers' bodies and physical appearance were another area of sexual harassment reported by some participants. Yes, I think this is about grocery store cashiers specifically, but I also believe this is ingrained into service work generally, and specifically into jobs where women are the ones who make up the majority. And even in the job where there are men and women in it, let's say equally, for example, this study points out that women are more required to give to customers, to be like flirty, to be polite, to be sexual, sexualized, and to sort of take it. And if they are assertive and reject these advances, they are punished by management, women specifically, more than men. So this was just supposed to be one example of what I think are many examples of women in society being expected to give their labor up because they're women. They brought up food service, yeah, too. let's see. Sexual comments by customers about cashiers' bodies and physical appearance were another area of sexual harassment reported by some participants. Such comments were recognized as more than just compliments by participants. Becky described an example of sexualized comments she was subjected to while interacting with an elderly male customer and how she handled the situation. This is the part that I wanted. As far as customers go, I do get a lot of harassment from the older guys. I just kind of shrug it off. And there is that one guy that comes in that's in a Mart cart, a motorized cart for customers with mobility issues. He's always talking about my butt and red hair, and I kind of just try to be away from him when he's in the store, but he tries to follow me when he's in his cart. I go and tell my managers that I'm going to sit in the back, and they're okay with that. But remember that some of the women who went to their managers can be disciplined for something like this, for not doing the whole customer's always right thing. In this example, Becky also recognized that mistreatments of a sexual nature are a part of being a cashier. She deals with it by remaining out of sight. She asks to be somewhere else when he's in the store. In my experience, cashiers and other store employees utilize this type of avoidance quite often. So this is politeness in their mind. Instead of rejecting him, they are just trying to avoid him. And this is ingrained into retail work, right? Let's put our gentleman back on the screen. Our fair sir. Now I want to, since we went through that, I think that pushes us forward into our next piece, which I think is going to be, why are women staying silent, right? What are some valid reasons that women might stay silent when you say hello? For one, safety. For one, safety. There's an escalation risk that women pointed out in the comments. Hello turns into harassment, right? Turns into stalking, turns into violence. Yeah, we did look into this study, so I won't pull it back up. But the study shows female cashiers being polite. I don't think that was this study, but I think there's a separate study about female cashiers being polite to male customers. And this politeness was taken as interest, and the male customers began flirting, harassing. And in the study that I'm recalling, one such woman was followed out to the parking lot after her shift and needed protection. But I did find multiple studies around women and girls in retail who are harassed more by men when they're polite. I just couldn't find this specific one that I remember reading. And like I said, in these studies, the managers would not let the female employees refuse to serve the males who were harassing them all the time. And this creates what I think is a perfect environment for men who feel entitled to you to get what they feel is their right, which we've seen a theme of. I think also there's a block party outside. I can hear the music and I'm going there right after this. Wait, y'all are supposed to. Y'all are supposed to be telling me to drink water when my voice is getting scratchy and y'all are not holding me accountable. And now it says I'm frozen again. But y'all are not seeing me freeze. Like I'm seeing it every 2 seconds. I'm frozen. Let me see. Okay, I guess not. But my screen is showing me frozen like every 2 seconds. So I hope everything's fine. You're not frozen. We can see and hear you. Okay. A ghetto stream. Not a ghetto stream. That's not what I wanted. But the second thing was another reason I think women might stay silent, right? Valid reasons. There's a fear of niceness being mistaken for flirting. When we already looked at the Medium article earlier, but it might not be a matter of her even thinking he's flirting when he says hi, but she could be thinking, if I say hi back, will he think I'm flirting? Will he stop at this polite hello, or will he take this as me inviting him to flirt? Will he want more? And remember, a piece from the article was talking about how men only interact with women who they find attractive, and which is why they tend to take a hello for example, as flirting. I think another reason was that there also seemed to be some emotional labor exhaustion. One of the TikTok comments says, "We are catering to all of you," and all of you is in caps, all the time, and all the time is in caps with an exclamation point. This is exhausting, in my opinion. I've not experienced this, but it seems exhausting to always and forever, all of the days, whenever you're existing, to think about how might a man interpret your existence? How might he interpret it if I smile? What if I don't smile? What if I reject his advances? What if I refuse his number? What if I accept his number, but then I don't text back? What if X, Y, or Z, right? Can you imagine doing this every single day of your life? A lot of women don't have to. A lot of women don't have to imagine that, right? And you slip up and you have one bad day where you're not smiling or saying hello, and you run into Dr. Dexter, Mr. Excuse me, we decided he's not a doctor, Mr. Dexter, and now you have a million think pieces being made about you because you dared to go to the grocery store to shop for groceries. I think another valid reason, right, since we're on the topic of emotional labor exhaustion, I think Black women in particular might be exhausted with the racialized burden that he and the woman who we looked at seem to be expecting from Black women, right? In my opinion, the most polite, nicest, kindest women I've ever met anywhere, let alone the grocery store, were Black women. And that is not just my experience. Y'all remember we had like a Mexican or Arab man on TikTok who went viral. What was it, like 6 months, a year ago? He came online and talked about how his mom told him to go find a Black woman when he needs some labor done, because people know they can rely on Black women's labor, emotional, mental, and physical labor. As a matter of fact, let's let him tell it.
My mother told me and
him and his siblings. She told all of them. All right, let me see.
My sibling, when we were young kids, before we, like, I remember it was when my...
Wait, it's too fast.
My mother told me and my siblings, when we were young kids, before we, like, I remember it was when my older brother started secondary school. It was a big deal, my older brother going off to the big boy school. And my mum sat us down. She said, if you're ever in trouble out there in the real world, look for a Black woman. My mum said this. My mum was raised in this country from the age of 6, the UK. She said, look for a Black woman. She said, anywhere in the world, a Black woman will help you. She was never wrong. She was never wrong. But, like, it's incredible that my mother said that. And I don't know what my mum went through. But I remember seeing photos of my mum in school when she was in high school and stuff. And, like, she had loads of Black friends and stuff. And they were all Black women. Because my mum wasn't a pick me. She only had female friends.
My mom only had female friends. They were all Black women. She told all of us growing out to go out and utilize Black women for their labor. She talked about how she could always utilize Black women for their labor, how strong they are, and how much they provide for her. She never said anything like, if you see a Black woman, go and help her out, because, you know, they are always helping us out. And he's saying it to be polite, by the way, as a compliment. Wow, you Black women are so strong and so laborious. Before we continue, let me play an intro to separate this, because this is gonna be like, let me do this. It's me again, international best-selling author Quan Millz. Have you guys heard of Quan Millz, international best-selling author? His TikToks go viral a lot. Well, I will have you guys know that I am the proud owner of Quan Millz, international best-selling author's best book. I think this is his most sold book. This hoe got roaches in her crib. And let me tell you guys, straight out the gate, it is already like from chapter 1. Here, let me just read an excerpt. I won't read the whole thing because this is his intellectual property, but we'll give him a little advertisement. All these effing roaches and ish. God mother effing dang it. Fred Quisha's murderous gaze was laser focused onto 5 black brownish roaches. all ranging in sizes. Ugh, and a bee ain't got time for this ish today. I'm hungry and a bee need to get her pee ate. The agitated Section 8 strag continued to nag. The biggest roach, Daddy Roach Sr., embarked on a dangerous journey to lead his family to a mecca of stale food. His wings lightly flapped. He used his long, wise antennas to lead his loyal wife of 32 days, their two well-trained teenage sons, and their precious baby daughter towards the distant smell of decaying Domino's pepperoni and sausage pizza crust, hiding away in a dark corner of Fredquisha's messy apartment living room. This is, in fact, anti-Black. I will be reading all of it. This hoe got roaches in her crib. International best-selling author Quan Millz. I don't know what I was expecting buying the book, but it wasn't that. And to be fair, I should have expected exactly that. He said AI does not write his books. He's against AI for writing. Wait, is this real? Yes, this hoe got roaches in her crib by international best-selling author Quan Millz. He's on TikTok, by the way, if you want to go in. Hold up. Before we finish watching this man. Darling, hold my hand. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person.
You're a disgrace to the Black community, just making us look bad.
Here's Quan Millz, international best-selling author. How do I make it big?
You're a disgrace to the Black community, just making us look bad. That's the whole point of being a CIA operative. Duh. But anyways, in the meantime, between time, I still have plenty of copies left of This Hoe Got Roaches in Her Crib, autographed paperbacks. This is a real book, everybody. Written by me, the one and only international best-selling author, Quan Millz. It's a real book. Now, in case you're confused on what's on the inside, I'm going to go ahead and read a few pages.
All these fucking roaches and shit! God motherfucking damn it!
Fredquisha's murderous gaze was laser focused onto 5 black brownish roaches, all ranging in sizes.
Ugh! And the bitch ain't got time for this shit today. I'm hungry, and the bitch need to get her pussy ate!
The agitated Section 8 strag continued to nag. The biggest roach, Daddy Roach Sr., embarked on a dangerous journey to lead his family to a mecca of stale food. His wings lightly flapped. He used his long, wise antennas to lead his loyal wife of 32 days, their 2 well-trained teenage sons, and their precious baby daughter toward the distant smell of decaying Domino's pepperoni and sausage pizza crust, hiding away in a dark corner of Fredquisha's messy apartment living room. Every third Friday of the month, when the food stamps hit her EBT card, Fredquisha usually treated her 3 kids to greasy pizza, saucy buffalo wings, and Cinesticks. The pizza.
So I watched his videos and I laughed and I ordered his book. I didn't watch this one. Usually I save them if I watch them. So I ordered his book because he makes other books too, and all of the titles sound crazy. I don't know what I was expecting, but I feel like I should have known. Like when I opened the first page and saw Fredquisha, I was like, oh, okay. But I don't know what I expected with This Hoe Got Roaches in Her Crib. Oh, let me see if he has more.
You're a disgrace to the Black community. Just let's read together. This Hoe Got Roaches.
I want to see his other ones.
Pregnant by a Hood Alien by me, international best-selling author Quan Millz. In case you're confused at what you're looking at, yes, this is real. Last night, I made a video talking about that I was going to be shifting over to Hood sci-fi, Hood paranormal, Hood fantasy, Hood horror, and I'm laying out all these concepts. You're gonna have my baby, bitch. Greetings to you. It's me again, international best-selling author Quan Millz. And I'm back again with another crazy, intense, supernatural, psychological hood horror that is going to fuck with you for the rest of your life. I've had many people reaching out to me wanting me to turn this concept into a book, and indeed I have. Pregnant by my demonic rose toy from hell, by the one and only international. This nigger got a small eggplant, written by me, international best-selling author Quan Millz. Now check this out. My baby daddy.
Okay, why are y'all calling him bad and then laughing at him in the comments and then talk about how his cover art is good? I need y'all to pick a side. Is he anti-black or do you find him funny?
Daddy is a bed bug by me. My baby daddy is a bed bug by me, international best-selling author Quan Millz. Now listen.
I just noticed all of these are woman focused and I don't like that. I would have liked for, I mean, to be fair, the man is a bed bug. So I don't know who's the butt of the joke here.
Pregnant by a hood alien by me. Hi. You guys might be wondering, what in the hell are you looking at? Well, you're looking at a book concept that I'm coming up with for a series of hood urban fantasy novels that I want to release this year, next year. The universe has been speaking to me a lot. Sleeping with my baby mama's baby daddy. It's me again, international. Please don't scroll away. Do not scroll.
All right. I think I've seen enough. What do you guys think? There are things. Never mind. I'll say it in the Discord. Was the book good? I haven't read it yet. The first page said Fred Quisha, and you know what's interesting? Have y'all ever read what is it called? There's like these series of books. They're usually very thin and they're like hood books, but they're actual hood books. They're not like I really hope he's doing satire. I really hope he's doing satire and he's not writing Pregnant by my demonic rose toy from hell. But there are actual hood books that talk about, like, it feels like hood books is not the right word. It feels like these books are written by if the books feel like what Baby Boy is, but as a book. Urban romance. I think that's what it's called. Urban romance. Zane Chronicles. What is that? Is that what they are? Is that what they're called? Because I remember there was like this group of books, and I'm pretty sure it's like, okay, so Zane's Chronicles. And I'm so certain that all of these books were like, Johnny was joining the gang because he wanted to get back his money and he wasn't going to take it no more. What's good, son? Said Johnny. They called him Lil John, though. Not like the rapper, but like him. Tales from the Hood Crypt? No. Let me see. Tales from the Hood Crypt. I used to read Zane back in the day. Tales from the Hood. Nah, not that. I mean, maybe. That's a movie. Let me do Zane Chronicles. Oh, y'all freaked out. Okay. I read Zane Chronicles in high school. Y'all are freaked out. Why I look this up? It is not Zane's Chronicles. There is a word in the middle of Zane's Chronicles, and it starts with S and ends with EX. Well, I was pure. Anywho, let's get back to what we were back to. I know you guys missed this guy's face.
And so she obviously felt some protection. And growing up for me, I noticed in my school, it was a very predominantly white school. The black teachers looked out for me. I had a black Jamaican teacher called Mrs. Forrester. She looked out for me. But even outside of school, when I started growing out my hair, it was a black woman that taught me how to look after my curls, what products to use. It was the
black women. If you are trying to get validation from the people who are oppressing you, you are wasting your time. Every day on TikTok, black women are called aggressive, angry, bitter, strong, masculine. And now, I have nothing against this content creator, but I think it's very, it's ironic that when it's convenient for you, you are now telling that if your child is in danger, you have to look for a black woman. And this content creator is not the first who say that on TikTok. I have even heard white women saying the same, that, oh, if my child is in danger, he or she has to seek and look for a black woman. I'm trying to understand. Why would you want your child to get protected or to receive any type of help from a black woman, knowing that she is aggressive, she's angry, she's bitter, she is masculine? White women are supposed to be soft, feminine, and they have all the characteristics of the perfect, the ideal women. The real question is, why? Why you rather get protection from a black woman who is always angry, who is always aggressive, instead of having a white woman? White women are full of love. Why would you seek protection from a black woman who is aggressive and not from a white woman who is supposed to be loving and caring and nurturing? I'm intrigued.
So I think that last part was sarcasm. I think it's like, oh, but aren't black women aggressive and mean, yet you're seeking us for help instead of the soft women? I thought it important to let her speak her piece. I don't remember. Your mental health advocate. Oh, cool. I guess she's an advocate for mental health. I thought that was his video and that we were just going to watch it. I didn't know she was going to give commentary, but I let her because we are validating black women today. Back to this lovely young gentleman. The reason I showed you guys that video is because, like I said, I think black women in particular have a exhaustion with this burden that I've seen, because, like I said, the most polite, nicest, kindest women I've ever met in the grocery store, for example, were black women. And that's not just my experience. This man said so about how his mom tells him to go to black women if he wants labor. So my experience is shared, I believe, by a good deal of people. People were in the comments, in his comment section. I remember saying the same thing. And they were saying this because they believed it was complimentary about how they can always rely on black women's strength and fortitude and availability to be used as a tool by him whenever he needs to pick up that tool to use it. They were saying it as a compliment and just didn't realize how it would come across. But yes, black women are providing labor, and I do think that is exhausting, right? I think people don't realize how exhausting it is to always be relied on and turned to, because people know that they can utilize you as a tool. But next, I wanted to talk about autonomy and context. What do you mean by that, Prince Petty? Well, thank you for asking. Let me tell you. For context, grocery shopping does not equal social hour. Okay, let me get big for this. What if I told you something? What if I told you all something? This is going to sound crazy, so I had to take a sip of water. This is going to sound crazy. All right. I know we just looked at Quan Millz, but this is going to sound even crazier. Okay. So, leave a like. Please leave a like on the video because it does help out the algorithm. And I know a lot of y'all are going to think I'm asinine for even having this take. So please leave a like because I'm about to lose half my audience with this. Okay. So what if, okay, people came to the grocery store to buy groceries? I'll give us some time to let that sink in. Y'all not ready for that conversation though. Y'all didn't hear that. What if I told you people came to the grocery store to buy groceries, right? And before you leave the stream, okay, let me explain, right? What if I told you that when I write a grocery list and it has bananas, apples, ground beef, chicken breast, what if I told you there's no section, right, on the grocery list that says, say hello to the creepy old man who comes up to you? What if I told you that when the man comes up to me and he says hello, I look down at my list and I say, nope, not on here, no hello here, and I keep walking, right? Okay, the last part was just me kidding, right? Because you know he wouldn't approach a man. But seriously, if you want to mingle, go to a mingling event. Why not go to a mingling event? Go to a book club, right? This is still about context, by the way, and where the context right now is we're at the grocery store. Why not go to the book club? You could talk about your favorite books with people who are also there to do such things, or you can all read a book together, right? I don't know what happens at the book club. I haven't been in a while. You could go to the arcade with your friends, right? If you feel like having social interactions, you can go on Bumble Friends. Bumble has a friends section. I've used it. I'm not ashamed to say that. It's not that great. I don't know why Bumble Friends is more awkward for some reason, like meeting Bumble friends in person or even just talking to them on the app. I feel like it's more awkward than dating on the app. I'm not sure why. I have no idea why Bumble Friends is more awkward than Bumble dating. I have no idea why. Like you show up for a date with someone you met off Bumble and it's just like, okay, we're on a date. You show up for a date, for a friend date for someone you met off Bumble Friends. I don't know why it is. I didn't make it to a friend date. I was still talking, and y'all know how men are when they talk, like to men. So the weather, man, is crazy, man. You catch the game? You didn't catch the game? Okay. Do you watch football? No. All right, okay. All right. Yeah. So Trump, huh? You seen any of that stuff? Like, it's the most agonizing conversation I've ever had in my life is on Bumble Friends. I've never made it to an in-person anything. Sports cars, women's sports. Women's sports. Oh, you know what I should do? Who did you vote for? That's what I should start. Then my friend told me she tried to meet some more woman friends on Bumble Friends, and she's having an awkward time too. It's just awkward. I don't know why. Making friends. And what's happening is this is what online dating used to be like, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, whenever it started. This is what online dating used to be like. It used to be awkward and you meet up in person. It's weird and like, it's crazy. And now they've introduced making friends online and then meeting those friends in person. And I want you to think about if you had an online friend when you were a child and you met in person eventually, it was kind of awkward, right? So, I mean, like making friends online as a child was like organic. You happen to go on Omegle or something. I remember Meow Chat, Kick, Facebook maybe you would join the emo teenagers Facebook group, and then you like start making friends in there. So that's organic. Bumble Friends is not organic. It's like, and I guess now I have to develop a script for like, what should I ask people who I'm trying to be friends with? So what do you do for fun? I mean, like, I'm bored. It's me too. I'm a part of the problem. Like, I'm also like, don't know what to say. Anyway, we're way too into Bumble Friends. The point is, they have a friends section where the purpose is socialization. There are settings in the world where the purpose is socialization. The purpose of the grocery store is not to socialize. And if you don't believe me, look for a no loitering sign. It's there. And then regarding context, again, the context of where you are when you're expecting someone to be social with you. Every other month, I see a woman go viral on TikTok talking about, where are all the men? Where are all the men who hit on women? Where are the real men who come out and talk to women? And I went to a singles event to mix. I went to a singles mixer to meet and talk to men, right? And it's only women here. Only 2 men showed up, and it's all us women. They be panning the camera around, showing just a bunch of women at the singles event. Where are all the men, right? Why not go to this old man? I assume he's old. Never mind, he's very young. He's probably 20. Let me put him up here again. Why not go somewhere where women want to talk to you and talk to them there? And the response, by the way, that I've seen from men who, whenever women post these things, why don't men like talk to me anymore, approach me anymore, or more specifically, why don't men go to the singles mixers anymore? The men usually respond to this by saying, oh, you women rejected our advances. And so now we're not going to show up to the events. We're not going to approach you because that's what y'all said y'all wanted, right? Sort of in an insidious way. And I just made a connection in my head that I don't know if you made, but women reject your advances when you hit on them at the gym, at their place of employment, at the grocery store. But the one place where they go to get attention from you, you don't want to go there. This is about entitlement. This is, in fact, about entitlement, actually, because it's not about the women who, it's not about women don't want to talk to me. It's about all women don't want, and the women I want don't want to. Another reason why women might not say hi. Y'all are sure I'm not freezing. Y'all are positive. I feel I'm going crazy. I feel I'm going crazy. Another reason women might not say hi. I'll try to get through this because I feel like I'm missing the block party. There is a generational shift happening around boundaries. If you notice, people like him and her say stuff like, growing up, I was taught to say hi when I enter a room. And I was taught when somebody speaks to you, you speak back. And guess what? We all grew up that way. We all grew up that way, right? And a lot of us are deciding that we're going to break this generational cycle of teaching our children to labor for strangers. We're teaching our children that just because grandma wants kisses on the cheek doesn't mean you have to let her. You're allowed to not consent to these interactions. And a lot of us were raised that way, and we take issue with it, right? And are trying to establish some boundaries as adults. Another reason why women might not say hi in the grocery store. I feel we're on a roll, so we'll stop here. Past trauma. Some women don't like talking to men. They feel overwhelmed by it. And why are we not considering these women's feelings? Even women without past trauma might feel overwhelmed talking to men. They might feel overwhelmed talking, or simply don't like to, right? And why should these women be forced into social interaction with you? They shouldn't. They shouldn't. So what did we learn? What did we learn here today? Oh, actually, I'll open the panel for anyone who had their comments. Y'all are the one. He asked y'all, Black women. He asked you all, and that's your problem. You don't want to come up and speak. I was raised and we spoke. Spoketh. Nah, not spoketh. That's something that only the red text in the Bible can do. Spoketh. And he spoketh with bass in thy voice. We already got cheated on this year. We don't want to talk no more. Who got cheated on? What happened? Spoke it. Okay. I'll play my interlude and then we can have a conversation.
I couldn't sleep by 8 p.m. and send a text to your DM. Couldn't sleep by 8 p.m.
I was also curious, before we go, I was kind of curious about how old are the women he's talking to? How old is he? Yeah. How old is he and how old are the women? He doesn't provide specific age details, but I feel like men say this about young women because they want attention from young women. Like, was he saying hello? Was he saying hello to some 50-year-old black women? Really? You gonna tell me you were in the grocery store saying hello to some 50-year-old black women and they were just being so impolite and they wouldn't talk, and that's what you're gonna tell me? No. Y'all already know he was talking to some youngins. I'm sick of old men talking to young women and asking why they don't want to talk to me for free. Now, what do you expect? They already know why you think this 21-year-old woman don't realize why you're approaching and saying hi at the grocery store? You on every aisle she on, scooching closer. The key message I hope you all took from this live stream is that black women don't owe anyone performance. That is all. I did have questions too, but no one came up. I was going to ask, has there ever been a moment, for example, that hello escalated for you? And what do you think men should understand about this conversation? Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's it. Your boundaries are valid. As long as there is someone saying you should say hello in the grocery store, I'll always be here to say you shouldn't. Until every man with a microphone has closed his podcast, I will be here. And as soon as every man with a podcast and a microphone is extinguished, only then will I put out my light. I'm gonna stop shaking my leg. And then, so I went to a therapy appointment yesterday. And part of the therapy appointment is doing an assessment every so often. And one of the things is, have you ever talked or just sat and you're so restless and something? And I was like, no. And the whole time I was shaking my leg. I don't know why. It's shaking your leg doesn't have to do with anxiety. I think people just do it, right? That's what I choose to believe. That's what I choose to believe. Smelling like Bengay. Well, what else he been? Straight? Okay. So nobody wanted to click the link and come up. So with that being said, please do leave a like on the video. It does help the algorithm, and I do appreciate it. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna pull up some memes. I'm gonna see what I got for y'all.
Saying what I'm saying that you think I'm saying, but if you think I'm saying what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. And I'm gonna say this: we're gonna leave it at there. We're gonna leave it there. At what? I ain't saying what I'm saying that you think I'm saying, but if you think I'm saying what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. And I'm gonna say this: we're gonna leave it at there. We're gonna leave it there. At what? I ain't saying.
Hello, flued out the cuckoos. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Patty?
I'm what? Okay. How are you? Oh, I'm doing so good. Tell me about yourself. Well, oh. Okay. Well, she left. Somebody said she not playing. I mean, she ain't got no strings.
Who are we here with today?
Junior Dean.
Junior Dean.
Junior.
What would you say like the craziest day of your life was?
Oh my goodness. Crazy. Hey. Oh boy. Could I give me 5 seconds to just think about it? Bumbo.
Who are we here with?
Flued out. You didn't want to hear about my day.
I didn't. No, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. I'm sorry. It just like clicked off.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little bored. No, I'm just playing.
He's so fine in the red shirt. Hold up. I'm sorry, flued out.
Go ahead.
There are people who are trying to convince me. Never mind. I was gonna say, I feel like black men do get the most from the black community, like the most uplifting, I believe, from the black community. It's very surprising to me that people feel like black women aren't saying hi in the grocery store, for example. They do like what they like. That's fine.
Do you say hi in the grocery store?
No, I shop for my groceries. But I demand that women say hi to me.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Like, finally, somebody with some. You're one of the good ones.
Exactly.
It's refreshing to
I got some sense about me.
some sense, not some dollars. some sense. Did you want to tell your experience? Has high escalated for you ever?
It has escalated a lot of times, and
I guess I'm gonna just go to the block party. It's right outside. So they decided to do this on my block. I didn't have a choice in the matter. I'm not gonna call the police because y'all know what they do when the police come. The police start getting shooty. The police might show up and come to my apartment. There he is. Y'all know how the police are. No, I'm the one who called. Put the guns down. What's
Hey, the Wi-Fi. I said I don't want a hot seat. Man, a kid, man. Hey, the Wi-Fi. I said I don't want a hot seat. Man, a kid, man.
They said I've never heard a laugh skip down the street. They said his laugh sounded like somebody playing with a zipper. They said he's laughing in zigzags. They said this is a laugh off of The Amazing World of Gumball.
Man, a kid, man.
They said he laughed in reverse and fast forward at the same time. They said the laugh more funnier than the video. The video is the laugh. What do you mean it's more funny than the video?
When you're taking off, it looks like there's a cop behind us, but I'm not too sure. Can you take a look, but don't make it obvious? Be careful when you're taking off. It looks like there's a cop behind us, but I'm not too sure. Can you take a look, but don't make it obvious? Be careful when you're taking off. It looks.
Let me see. Police in the chat, explain. Is this the training y'all doing? What else?
Stop fucking running from me. Stop fucking running from me.
Understood.
Look at his hair. He has the nicest hair. Now Snoop, the real Snoop Dogg, right? All right. Take care. All right.
Suit looks like it's still on the hanger. Oh, someone said he looks like a kind, loving man. God bless him. Leave him alone. He seems like a nice man. Definitely feel like he came out of those black and white photos in the early 1900s, but he seems nice. Jew making. Oh, all right.
The living God. He's not a fairy. Yep. He's not a fairy. He is a real, true the living God. He's not a fairy. Yep. He's not a fairy. He is a real, true
What does that mean? Yep. Is that a song?
What would you say is your greatest strength?
I'm very responsible. Yeah.
Can you give me an example?
In my last 2 jobs, whenever there was a major issue, they always found out I was responsible.
Yeah. What would you say is your greatest strength?
Power move, be the problem.
That'll be $6. But we have a promotion today. If you make this bottle flip, you can have it for free. $6. That'll be $6. But we have a promotion today. If you make this bottle flip, you can have it for free. $6.
Cool. Okay, that's all I got for now. Thank you all. Be sure to leave a like if you have not left a like already. I don't usually say this, but be sure to subscribe if you feel like you want to come back here the next time. Ivy's in the back. Now I have to wait. Ivy wants to give her opinion. Ivy needs to connect their microcam. You have to connect your microphone and camera, or just microphone. Going once. Hello, Ivy. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm well.
Oh, thank you for letting me up here. I wanted to, to come out here for a long time. So I feel lucky tonight.
Are we drinking tonight?
No, I'm just happy.
Oh, can you say she sells? Never mind. I can't even. I'm so okay. It's okay.
Well, are they saying something about me?
No. You were saying that you have an experience with men that you want to share.
Oh, I do have a lot of experience with men. And it's been bad. It's been really, really bad. I have encountered men who have asked for my number telephone number, and I have told them no. However, they have not given up. They have continued, asking me, can I have your number? And have said no. And they would follow me to try to get my number, even though I told them, I cannot, give you my number. I have a boyfriend. Even though I don't have a boyfriend, I would lie that I had a boyfriend, but they would never give up.
Yeah, you
until
gotta
sorry?
until you what?
Until I pretended if I saw another man or another woman, I pretended like I knew them. I was, oh, it is so nice to see you yet again. I was waiting for you at the corner, so I would pretend I knew another person to get away from that person, that man. Can you imagine?
I can imagine. Do you have an experience where you said hi and being polite made things progress further?
Yes. They most of the time I have learned not to greet men because they most of the time believe that you want something from them. So they want to progress things. So when most of the time I don't say hi, I let them, most of the time they are the ones who say greet me. And then I say hi back, but I try to not say hi in a happy manner because I know they will think that I'm interested in something. I try to say hi in a manner that makes me sound like I'm in a rush. Oh, hello, and then pretend like I'm in a rush going somewhere, so I don't have to, talk to them if they try to, to have a conversation.
I see. What the girls are telling me now is that you have to ask them for money. As a matter of fact, we did look at a TikTok earlier today, and it was a woman, and she said, "You want me to say hi back to you in the grocery store? Pay for my groceries." I think that's a fair trade. All the men were in her comments talk about, "We not gonna talk to you anymore." And men, we need to stop talking to women. I guess it's just like I don't know what it is. It's like a deterrent.
I
But
would not suggest that to women to tell the men to pay for their groceries unless you don't have the money to pay for your groceries because you invite the man to request something in return. They will request something in return.
that's when you say no. No, thank you.
Yeah, but then they can get aggressive.
I'm gonna call. Here's what I would do.
Yeah.
If they say hi, I would call security immediately. Once security is there, I will say hi back if you pay for my groceries. Security will escort us to the grocery counter. First of all, if he agrees, whatever groceries I came for is irrelevant. We're going to the iPhone section. We're going to the laptop section. Um, I feel like all of these are good deterrents, and if they're not, you're supposed to be getting some benefit in exchange for your time and your exchange with him, right? So I understand the danger. I absolutely do, actually, understand the danger and the reason why you would say don't accept anything from men, don't invite them to pay for anything at all. But I think personally that danger exists regardless. Um, like we're hearing men, the entitlement, what you're talking about is entitlement. And we're hearing men describe entitlement just from women existing in the grocery store at the same time as them. You owe me something. You owe me a hello. You owe me a conversation. You owe me politeness by virtue of being a woman. Especially if you're actually the employee as a woman. Well, we went through the research, but I think you have to see if the trade-off is worth it. If you're at Piggly Wiggly, no. If you're at Apple, oh yeah, I'm gonna do the dash. I'm gonna get that iPhone and do the dash. I'm also a man, so I don't have the live experience you guys do.
Yeah, I can understand the suggestion what you would do, but for 32 years I have lived on this earth, And I can tell you, I have had so many experiences with men, bad ones, that I have concocted up a plan on how to get myself out of every situation. And it have worked every time this far since I was since I was 23. That's when I realized I needed plans how to get out situations, bad situations with men. Since 23, I have been an expert in how to get away from a man.
Oh, I know women who were 12, 9. Based on everything that my friends have said, and just people on the internet, for example, even just you guys in the Discord, this start early. Men entitlement to women time and conversation start very, very early. Men, like grown men with children. But thank you, Ivy. Flued out. I want to get to you before your internet cut out again.
That's good. I feel like I want to call cops because I feel played, but because I just paid my bill. But anyway,
I just now Xfinity turned mine off for like a day. Maybe that's why it's a little wonky today. But they turned it off for like a day, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
I feel a ways though. I feel like that's the yes that I feel like men is no, but I don't know how far I got before my internet cut out. How far did I get before it started messing up?
Nowhere. I
No.
said, "Do you want to tell us about your experience?" And you said, "Nope," dropped off.
Oh snap. Okay. Well, like I said, I'm just moving into a new city. I'm from New Orleans originally, and I was literally raised to be like, you speak. Whenever you see somebody, you enter a room, you speak, you say hello, good evening, how you doing? All of the things. And so I still do it, like literally to this day. And it's an ongoing thing because I'm trying to break myself from the habit, but I do it all the time. And so, like I said, I have a 17-year-old son, and I let him use the car because he works also, but he works overnight. And I work pretty steady hours from the hospital. So I can catch 2 buses and I'm back home. But he has to go away anyways. So I get on the bus the majority of the time, my commute home. And it's at night. And so it's a terminal I have to go to every night. And the terminal is filled with, it's a lot of people, for lack of a better word, but you know. And so, but I still treat everybody the same. And there's a specific group of people who I speak to on a regular, just speaking. Like I said, I do all the time. Good evening, how y'all doing? Or like if I have extra lunch, I'll give it to them. Or if I have extra change, I'll give it to them. But there was an incident where I was getting off the bus and it was late. I was at the terminal and the bus was delayed that I needed to get home. And so I was going to be there for like an extra 45 minutes. And one of the people that I regularly, I guess, just speak to, or who's always there, they recognized me. And that day, it just was a long day and I just wasn't in the mood. So I didn't speak. I wasn't my regular bubbly, whatever, I guess. And it turned really weird really fast because he kind of figured that I owed him in some kind of way. Like I owed him to speak. I owed him the money, or I owed him whatever I would usually do. And he followed me around the bus terminal for like a good while, to the point where it got really uncomfortable. and me addressing him didn't make it any better, because it was like his reaction to it made me feel like I needed to acquiesce to him, because I was so uncomfortable and there wasn't a lot of people around. And the people that were around, they didn't care. So I went into the restroom to try to hide out, and he was by the restroom door when I got out. It was just a really weird, really, really uncomfortable experience. And it wasn't until one of the women bus drivers, and she was waiting, like she was at a layover, and she was waiting, and she let me sit on her bus. Her bus wasn't taking off for like 40 minutes or so, but she let me sit on her bus, and she kind of like shooed him away. But it was like, it made me feel so uncomfortable, because this was like, it was just such an uncomfortable position to be in, because I really felt like, okay, what if nobody was here? What if nobody was out here? And it was just from me being friendly on a like a human level, just me speaking when I saw him, or just me just trying to be a good person, and it turned into something really nasty. So now it's like, I don't think anybody is entitled to your energy. Nobody is entitled to your energy. If I'm not in the mood, I'm not in the mood. If I'm going to the grocery store, I'm going to the grocery store to go shop. If I'm at the bus terminal getting off from work, I'm at the bus terminal waiting for my bus to go home. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear that happened to you. It's unfortunate that this type of story is no longer unique to me, and it's something that I think a lot of women experience. So you're not alone. And I noticed that you said that, like, lucky there's a woman nearby, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not that exactly, but I've never seen the themes that we talked about today is like entitlement to women's time, labor, and feeling like a high is leading to something else. And I've never seen this thing happen between women, only from men to women. Like, number one, I've never seen women say anything we discussed today about men, for example. But number two, like the entitlement to a man's hello. But
Mm-hmm.
number two, this discomfort that women have from men, from even something like a high in the grocery store not being reciprocated, doesn't seem to exist amongst women. And I think a good reason is because women are not always preying on other women. That's not to say they can't, but like what you described is something I would expect from a man, for example, and would be a good reason why someone might not want to say hi in the grocery store when they have experiences like this. And I just don't see that from women to women. So that's all I was saying.
No, I get it. I get it completely, because most of the time it's super weird how, like, when you first showed that video, it was like he didn't even think, like, his first initial thought to me viewing it was, why aren't they talking to me? Why aren't they speaking to me? And it's like, dude, did you not even consider that we don't gotta talk to you? Maybe I just don't want, like, everybody keep giving these think pieces and these elaborate excuses of like, oh, maybe I just don't want to talk to you. Maybe I just don't want to. Maybe I just want to go to the store and I want to shop and I want to get out of there. And like, going to the grocery store for me anyway, I hate making groceries. I do. I hate it. So me going to the grocery store for me, it's like get what I need to get and get out. That's it. I'm not really talking to anybody. So why your first initial thought is like, why aren't they acknowledging me? Why aren't they talking to me? Nobody wants to talk to you.
It's kind of selfish too. I noticed he said this as well as, I don't know if we went over his videos where he said this, But I know the woman who we went over said something like this too, but they were like, y'all don't realize how this can make, when you say this could make someone's day, and this could be the thing they need to be happy. And this is, you don't know if I'm having a bad day and I need someone to say hello to me. It's very selfish and self-centered, and it's not what I would expect them to do is say why. When you're asking the, well, no, I wouldn't. I was going to say, when you're asking the question, why aren't they talking to me? I would think your first instinct was to genuinely go and see why, like maybe read or Google or something, or ask, not like on a platform like TikTok, but maybe someone you know in person and hold dear. But I think maybe that's just me.
But it is very selfish. It is very selfish because you immediately go to, why aren't they speaking to me? You, like you just said, like you never think about, okay, maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they have gone through, maybe it's been a tough time. Maybe they only have enough money to get certain things that they need. You know what I mean? Maybe they stressed out. Maybe, who knows? Like, why is your first initial thought is, why aren't they acknowledging me? It's super selfish. It's super selfish. You never know what anybody is going through.
Yeah, I think what I'm trying to say is they give the least generous take. I think that's what you're trying to say too. They give like the, not just selfish, but they give the least generous take. Like immediately it's maliciousness. The reason she's not saying hi to me, maliciousness. She,
Right.
what's the word? She's not cordial or respectful or something like that, as opposed to anything that you just said. So those are my final thoughts on the matter. But Ivy and Flued out. If y'all want to give final thoughts, y'all can. I will give y'all 15 seconds each for a total of 30 seconds. Ivy, you can go first. But thank you, Coco. I do appreciate you for sharing, because I think stuff like that's tough for me to share. I'm not sure if you feel that way, but I do appreciate everyone who comes up and share their experience. And you as well, Ivy.
Thank you. My final thoughts are, women are not, we as women are not supposed to be men's, I just forgot. We are not responsible for men's happiness and well-being, because we are trying as women to survive men when we are out here in society. Men are one of the dangers of women when we go out. So they have to know that they are the predators we try to avoid. Even a high, we don't know what a high can lead to. So that's all I want to say about men.
Okay.
I got nothing. I appreciate you letting me come up and share. It wasn't really hard. It's just, I feel like it was something that I never really talked about. It wasn't, I don't know if that makes sense. It just made sense to share in this context, in this conversation. So I appreciate it, and thank you.
Of course. You guys are always safe to share here.
Thank you.
Did you see the viral video of the Cavalier basketball player? This is why women don't say hi to men. I have not.
Do I go back? How do I go back?
You said, how do you go? Y'all don't know how to leave? I guess we're here
Oh,
all
I know.
night. I guess we're here all night then.
Bye,
Can you make me leave?
No. I thought you were. It sounded like you were struggling to get off. So I mean to leave, not to get off. Sorry.
Yes, I need to leave since I'm
If you're
finished.
struggling to get off, then I recommend, these people were talking about Zane's Chronicles. I had no idea what they were talking about, but I remembered the name from childhood. I'm not sure why, but I thought it was like a series of books, which I guess it is, but like hood books, not like hood sex books. But if you're having trouble getting off, apparently the people were reading Zane's when they were teenagers. So
Now I know how to get off. So thank you.
Of course. Always helping to reduce that O gap. With that being said, okay, now you have said this 3 times. I haven't seen it yet. TMZ, let me see. We can watch that and then I'll go. TMZ, Cavalier, basketball player. Oh, the Beneficial Blurred put out something about I don't see anything from today. Well, not today, but like this year. Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't see anything. I have no idea what this is. Nope, I can't see anything. I don't know what I'm looking for, so I'm sorry. But thank you, everyone. I hear get in there. Yeah. So it's about my time to go over there and get in there. Yay. But do put his name down. Maybe I'll look at it. Or if you're in the Discord, put it in the Discord, please. And we might be able to look at it there. But thank you all. I do appreciate it. If you like the video, leave a like. If you feel like you want to see more, please do subscribe. If you don't subscribe to Mint, did y'all hear that? Did he just sneeze really loud, or was it just me? Like loud and comical. Did y'all hear that? No, just me. Okay, this is like a really loud sneeze. Like, ah. Okay, y'all heard it. Now, if you heard it through this microphone, which only captures voices coming directly into this cone, imagine what I heard. Imagine what I heard. But yeah, do leave a like and hit the subscribe button if you'd like to. We also have a membership that I don't recommend, but it is there for 99 cents if you'd like to join anyway for support. Every membership gets me 49 cents to put towards well, it's sitting so far. All the YouTube money has been sitting. So one day it'll be used for something. But the 59 cents does add up. Over 1 year, that is $5 and some change. Over 1 year, your membership could get me $5 per year. And let me say, it helps out a lot. And I don't mean that sarcastically. They are taking half. I don't get 99 cents. But okay, thank you, everybody. I do appreciate it. I'll give you an outro, and then we can get out of here. Bye-bye.
I couldn't sleep at 8 p.m. and send a text to your DM.